Matthew 24:37-39 is a passage from the Bible, specifically from the New Testament. These verses are part of a larger passage known as the Olivet Discourse, where Jesus is teaching his disciples about the signs of the end times and his second coming. In these verses, Jesus is drawing a parallel between the days of Noah and the coming of the Son of Man, referring to himself. He describes how, in the days leading up to the flood during Noah's time, people were going about their everyday activities, such as eating, drinking, marrying, and giving in marriage, without recognizing the impending judgment that was about to come upon them. Jesus uses this analogy to emphasize that when he returns, it will be unexpected for many people, just as the flood came unexpectedly for the people of Noah's time. When you get to my age as a pastor, you watch people. Every time I leave my house, I observe people and think to myself, do they know the Lord? Do they realize how close his coming is? Do they understand how near they are to eternity? Pastors care. And not only pastors, but believers also care. When you grasp the reality of hell, as you do, and when you understand the gravity of the judgment we must face, as you do, you become concerned about others. Yet when I observe people, I am always amazed. I'm constantly amazed at people's disregard for God. I marvel at how people can live their lives as if they will live forever. I'm astonished at how people carry on their lives as if God does not exist. I marvel at the way distractions and material pursuits consume people's lives, often leaving little room for them to reflect on the brevity of life. I marvel at how people make a mockery of their lives, as if they have another one to live. I marvel at people's disregard for the fact that they live their life as if they will never, ever be judged. We are living in the days of Noah. We really are. People are just moving on with their daily routines. Children are going to school, learning for their future. People are in gyms lifting weights, running on the treadmill. People are in offices, getting promotions, working on big projects. I see people walking, and they are enjoying their lives. They are walking the streets in complete and utter sinful pleasure, and they are enjoying their lives. Sin is a part of their life, and sin is bringing them great pleasure, and they are living their lives as if the Lord's coming is not imminent. And yes, you may turn to me, Pastor. I have heard time and time again about Jesus coming. Years have passed, even decades have passed, and Jesus has not come again. I would like to give you this sobering warning. Either he will come to us, or we will go to him. And no one knows when their time on this earth is complete. The fragility of life is real, the brevity of life is real, and life is unexpected. No one wakes up in the morning planning for it to be their last day on earth, but for someone, it is. Are you prepared to meet God? Are you? Matthew 24:37-39. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Here our Lord compared his second coming to the days of Noah, giving us insight into what to expect. Jesus explained that life would continue with its usual routines, eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage. Though these activities may seem ordinary, we must delve deeper into their implications and understand what it means for us in our walk with God. When Jesus spoke of life continuing as it was in the days of Noah, he was emphasizing the concept of business as usual. In those times, people carried on with their daily routines. Consumed by the normal affairs of life, they were focused on their immediate needs and desires oblivious to the impending judgment that was about to befall them. Similarly, Jesus warns us that when he returns, many will be engaged in the ordinary pursuits of life, oblivious to the spiritual reality unfolding around them. Along with this, we can use this to the parallel of death. There are people who are living their daily routines today, not knowing that this is their last day in this world. They are completely oblivious to the reality that they are going to stand before their Maker within the next 24 hours. Business is going on as usual for them, for no one knows when they will leave this world and step into eternity.
And this is my point for this sermon. Brothers and sisters, let us focus on eternity. Please, 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 let us understand just how close eternity is for each and every one of us. When each and every one of us is faced with eternity, the things we currently hold up as priorities won't matter. We human beings are fragile beings. Eternity is but a breath away. Eternity is but a heartbeat away. Eternity is but a second away. We human beings are fragile. We are. And on the day you leave this world, you will be judged for your life. You entered this world alone and you will leave alone. And as a pastor, you see things. Pastors see so many things. I have been there when couples who have prayed and struggled to conceive a child finally have their first child. After 10 years of struggling, praying, and fasting for a child, they finally get a child. Joyous moments, glorious moments. I have been called at 2 a.m. in the morning when a husband and wife have had a fight, and they called me to mediate. You enter the house at 2 in the morning and you can quite literally feel the tension between the husband and wife. You look at the house and the house itself is quite literally upside down because of the couple's altercation. Tough moments, real challenging moments. I can't tell you the number of marriages I have conducted over the years. I have lost count of the number of couples I have married. I have no idea how many of those couples are still together. Beautiful moments. I have been there with the saints when they receive a negative diagnosis from the doctor.